Based here, are you, at headquarters? Okay. And if I politely refuse to leave, what's the next step?
The next thing will probably be to force you to leave.
In what way?
Here's the moment that decides everything. Not later, not during the argument, but right here. In UK law, police encounters start in one of two places: consensual or detained. At this point, the officer has no suspicion, no allegation, and no stated power. That means this is a purely voluntary interaction. The public often believe that once police start asking questions, compliance is required. It isn't. An officer may speak to anyone, anywhere, but that does not create authority. Authority only exists when it is grounded in law. This distinction matters because once police move from conversation to control, the burden shifts to them to justify that control. At this moment, that burden has not even begun to be met.
Not bad, thank you. How are you?
Just checking what you're doing.
Pardon?
Just checking what you're doing.
Having a look around. That's all.
Does anybody know you're here?
Pardon?
Does anybody know you're here, Macy?
You know.
Yeah, I know, but
There
did
you
you
go.
just check in? It's just that it's police premises and
Yeah,
it's
sorry,
all
I just
private
keep you
round
distance, sorry.
here.
It's just, I can hear you from here, that's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, sorry?
Does anybody know if you checked into the reception, just let them know what you're doing?
No, I'm not going in any buildings or anything.
No, I know, but you're walking around, aren't you? And we're concerned.
Yeah.
Well, for you as well, see what you're doing.
Oh, you don't need to be concerned for me, I'm alright,
Yeah.
I'm fine, yeah. Obviously, it's just no different than walking around
Yeah, but I
a
think
street
it's
or a
private
normal
all
car
round
park.
here, hun.
Pardon?
It's all private round here.
There's nothing like restricting
No.
any access. There's no signage or anything saying like authorised access only. I've been keeping an eye out for any signs. I'm not going anywhere that,
No, I
that any
appreciate
signage
that,
says
but
I'm not
we've
allowed
got
to
just
go.
We've also just got to make sure if there's people
Oh,
that
here
are
we go. See?
walking around.
Here's a car. See, this is what I'm saying. I can look after myself. If a car comes, I know how to
You
move.
normally find that it hurts you.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, you don't like to do
know?
that too
Yeah.
much. But
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm alright. I'm good.
So you're from around this way, are you?
No,
You're not?
no, just travelling around and thought I'd come and have a look and.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Were
yeah.
you sort of on holiday of some sort, or you just sort of
I just
checking out Norfolk and Suffolk?
yeah, pretty much just taking some time out and just riding around. I've got motorbikes, so just ride around and stop at places that I find interesting. And so we've got a police headquarters here, so I thought, come have a look.
Right.
What's up?
This is where encounters quietly turn unlawful. The officer labels the area as secure, but security is not a legal power, it's an internal description. In UK law, land becomes restricted through clear signage, physical barriers, statutory designation, or enforceable bylaws. None of those are identified here. Police officers do not gain powers simply because something makes them uncomfortable or because footage might appear online. Lawful orders must be backed by law, not preference. When an officer gives a direction without explaining the power behind it, that direction is not enforceable. It's a request dressed as authority.
Pardon?
What's your first name?
I don't give out any names, I'm afraid, buddy.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to ask you to leave the site though.
Okay.
Because this is a secure area in terms of vehicles that we have,
Right.
capabilities that we have. So you can't be around here. So I'm going to ask you to leave, please, bud.
Okay.
We've got lots of things to be doing.
I thought this was going rather nicely, and now you're just coming out
No,
with
these guys have a
this.
nice chat with you. But
Yeah.
I've got work to do. These guys have got work to do.
That's fine. You crack
And
on.
I'm stood here with you. So
from
I'm
what?
very politely asking you
Okay.
to leave.
From the conversation that we've had, right? Well, you haven't. This is the first thing that you've actually said, but from the conversation I've had with these two, do you feel like I'm any sort of threat? I'm here for any nefarious purpose,
No,
or I'm
the area
any
that you're in at the
danger?
moment is where we park our armed response vehicles
Uh-huh.
and our traffic cars, and that doesn't need to be going on the internet and onto YouTube. So I am going to ask you to leave.
So what if I just stand out by the entrance with them all coming in and out
That's fine,
instead?
that's not an issue.
But then I'm still getting the same
No,
vehicles,
because
aren't
you're
I?
still in a secure area, and I don't want to leave.
Well, if
you
it's
wandering
secure, then
around
secure
here.
it then, isn't it?
Well,
I'm
that-
sorry, but if you're going to be an
I need
asshole,
to-
then you're going to get the asshole side of me. I was being very nice to
Me
these
asking you
two.
to leave, that is that secure part of that area.
Well, it's not
You're
though.
in the police headquarters. I'm asking you to leave our
He's
site.
making-
It's not very secure though, is it? If you're saying it's a secure
I
area,
agree with you.
secure it.
However, that is then me coming out as a police officer, dealing with you and asking you to
Okay.
leave.
Who are you, sorry?
PC 1823 Perrier.
1823 Perrier.
Yes.
And you're based here, are you, at headquarters? Okay. And if I politely refuse...
This is a textbook example of a power being misunderstood or worse, used as leverage. Breach of the peace is not a catch-all tool to end conversations. The courts have been absolutely clear. There must be an imminent risk of violence or harm. Filming, questioning police decisions, or refusing to leave land does not meet that standard. When officers start talking about finding a power, alarm bells should ring. Police powers are not flexible tools, they are precise instruments. Using them incorrectly doesn't just undermine the encounter, it exposes the officer and the force to legal challenge.
Refuse to leave? What's the next step?
The next thing will probably be to force you to leave.
In what way?
prevent a breach of the peace or other powers that I might consider utilising.
How am I breaching the peace? What requirement am I meeting of breach of the peace?
At the moment, as I've explained to you, and as I've politely asked you to do, you're in a secure area of a police station that you cannot be in.
And how does that specifically relate to breach of the peace? Because there are certain requirements for you to utilise breach of the peace.
Correct.
So what part of that relates to a breach of the peace?
I'm not going to talk law.
Exactly. No, exactly. Because you don't have the requirement to use that power.
All I ask you to do is to leave.
Exactly.
Okay?
So
because you're disrupting our
so you're saying if I politely refuse, so then I'm civilly trespassing.
Yeah.
You're going to make up a power to use. That's what you said. You said you're going to use breach of the peace or whatever else you can. So you're just going to try and find.
Powers I consider to use is what I said.
Yeah. And what other powers can you use for a civil trespass?
I'm not here for a test, mate. I'm just asking you.
No, exactly. Because you don't have any powers under civil trespass, do you?
This is the moment where law and assumption collide. Civil trespass is not a criminal offense. That's not opinion, that's settled law. Police do not automatically gain removal powers just because land is privately owned. Unless specific legislation applies, the remedy is civil, not police. What we see here is frustration born from a common misconception that uniform equals authority. It doesn't. Authority comes from statute. When officers attempt to enforce civil matters without legal power, the encounter escalates unnecessarily and unlawfully.
So if something's publicly accessible, until you've asked me to leave... let me finish. Until you asked me to leave...
And I have done.
Okay, yeah, and let me finish. Okay, until you asked me to leave, I was not trespassing.
Did I say that you were?
No, exactly. So therefore, if there's no sign saying no unauthorised access, it's fully open. That means the public have right of access.
I'm not going to discuss
Okay,
that
so
you.
no, let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. So if I go then film inside a window and film something that's on a computer, and I haven't been asked to leave and I'm not trespassing, the onus is on you to keep that information safe, not on a public not to see it.
The point is irrelevant, isn't it? I've asked you to leave.
Okay.
Twice now.
Right.
Okay. So that's what I need you to do. Because I've explained to you, I can't do the work that I'm doing.
Right.
Because you're here.
Okay. Well, you can.
No, I can't.
You can.
I can't leave you here unsupervised.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
No, it's a you problem.
How is it a me problem?
Because you're disrupting me and doing what I need to do.
I'm not though, am I?
You are.
Did I come and approach you?
Your simple presence is enough.
So it's not your job to deal with people trespassing on your site, is what you're saying?
Well, it's everybody's job.
Well, there you go. So I'm not disrupting you from doing your job, am I? Because this is part of your job then, isn't it? So I'm not disrupting you from doing your work. This is part of your work.
You are, because I'm here dealing with you. At the moment, I'm dealing with somebody who's been chained in the police station, who's going to be there longer because I'm dealing with you.
Well, go deal with it. There's somebody else here, isn't there?
If you look, everybody that's...
Body-worn video exists to protect both the public and the police, but only when officers understand and explain it properly. While UK policy encourages officers to announce recording where practicable is not covert surveillance under RIPA, simply because it wasn't verbally announced. However, confusion around this point damages trust. Professional policing depends on clarity. What is law, what is policy, and what is guidance? When officers cannot clearly articulate that distinction, interactions escalate and confidence erodes, even if the recording itself is lawful.
Has anybody got body cameras on?
Mine's on.
Yours is on. Is there a reason you didn't tell me that you turned it on?
I need to tell you.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. College of Police.
We're going around in circles again. No, I don't.
College of Police in 2014. All constables must verbally announce when they turn their body cameras on under GDPR. So
what's the difference?
Let me finish. Look, let me finish telling this constable what his policy is, because under GDPR, I have the right to access that footage now. Now, if you haven't told me that I've been recorded, how am I supposed to know that there's footage for me to access, constable? Under RIPA, the Regulations of Investigatory Powers Act, by not telling me, and you don't have a sticker on yours saying audio and visual recording, so what you're actually doing, a light, you think that's enough? A light could mean on standby. A light could
noise when you turn it on, which you did when I turned it on.
Right, and that noise. Yeah, you know what that noise means.
Police premises and does this sort of thing would expect to be filmed by a police officer.
You know what that. You know what that noise means. You know what that light means. A member of the public doesn't. You can't assume that a member of the public knows that, can you? So what you're doing is actually covertly recording me, which is against RIPA and actually is an indictable offence, isn't it?
I'm sure you can add that.